What's up, YouTube? This is Jim Afanis, aka Viper Magic, bringing you a little bit of the Destiny Alpha Crucible footage, which is the player versus player battle map. I believe normally it's 5-on-5. Today, I think we have 4-on-5, and maybe one guy drops. Either way, we're in the Rusted Lands, checking out one of the many gameplay modes. The only one currently available in the alpha is Control. Control is a kind of domination map where you have 3 checkpoints, Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. By holding the checkpoints, you get points for your team, which is indicated on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. First to 20,000, I believe, wins, or whoever has the most points after the 12-minute timer has elapsed. You'll notice on the bottom right-hand corner the white dots, which are indicative of which team is currently controlling what points or how many points they have. So, being on the alpha team right now, we're down 2-1. That will change as gameplay goes on. So, as you can see here, I am playing with a Warlock. You can tell by the bottom left-hand corner. I explained in the other video, but if you're not watching these in order, the Warlock does have a special melee cooldown as well, on top of the grenade cooldown on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. My play style with PvP is probably frustrating to about 90% of you, and if you're looking for some pro tips on how to be a better player, you clicked on the wrong link, my friend. Although I did pretty good in this map, I am very methodical. I don't like to run, and I struggle with aiming. You'll see a lot of easy shots that people are probably screaming at their computer screens. Why did you not kill this person? And that's a great question. I cut my teeth on the PC, so I'm used to PC shooters. Give me a keyboard and a mouse over an analog stick any day. However, I do have some history with console shooters. I used to enjoy Halo and Gears of War and some other ones like that. I'm just a little slower than everybody else is all.
Zone A.
So I like to walk around for 2 reasons. As I say that as I run, typically though. I like to walk around for 2 reasons. One is because in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see your map, and you'll see as I get close to enemies, the grid will change depending on what area they are. The darker red it is, the closer they get. When you're walking or standing perfectly still, you are not seen on the map. So it's pretty important for me to walk slow and take my time. I assess everything. Most people in the game run, so it's easier for me to at least kind of get ready for what direction they're coming in. Again, not being the best shooter in the world, I like to take my time and lean into and strafe into many of my shots. When I'm running, I can't seem to line up my shots as well. So as you can see here, running through and I like to capture the flags, doing some neutralizing. Here, taking away the flag from the enemy so they stop getting points. I get points for myself for capturing, and then I get points for the team for holding that flag. In this particular map, there are no vehicles. It is solely just running around and chasing each other with guns. Traditional kind of shooter. There are other levels, though. The other player map, I can't think of the name. It takes place on the surface of the moon, it looks like. There are vehicles. If you're familiar with Halo, then you've probably seen a lot of these weapons already. You basically have the Ghost, but it's called the Pike now. You have the Leviathan tank. I can't think of the name of it, but if you've seen a lot of these, you're familiar with them. And but they're fun. They're great vehicles. It does add some gameplay. You can do road kills. You can drive around. They're pretty strong. I don't know if you can do a rodeo or like a mount like you could before and like dump a grenade inside there and blow them up or whatever. Maybe you can. I don't know. But they're a lot of fun. But this is a pretty fun mode too. I found overall the multiplayer was very balanced. The levels were designed pretty well. They really utilized the jetpack, which every character has. you know, there's different perks which alter how the jetpack operates. You jump higher, you jump farther, longer. I know the hunter class seems to jump a little higher. The warlock seems to glide a little more. Maybe this is just my personal experience. Maybe that's not true, and just my perception of what's going on. But the point is, the verticality in the game does add a pretty cool level design, and you see there's a lot of different ways to get in and out of buildings, and it does add for some pretty good mobility. I'm using one of the grenade mods, which throws a grenade into multiple other shots. And again, my limited aiming skills, I would much rather have volume over damage. I want to get a hit in there. I do alternate between my primary and secondary guns. Whichever guns you're equipped with in the story mode or what you have here, you can change them on the fly. I don't mess with that here. I mean, I say on the fly. You actually have to go into the menu, but you're not locked to the two guns you began the mission with. So if you're in the mood for a shotgun instead of a fusion rifle, you can switch, no problem. The heavy ammo dies with you, though. However, right now, if you notice, and I believe for the duration of this game, there's a crate right there, the green one. I don't pick it up. That is your secondary ammo, which is my fusion rifle. That's the one I'm using right now. I believe it's a fusion rifle. It might be called the pulse rifle, but heavy ammo will drop occasionally. It's purple, and once you die, you lose it. So it's important to find it and use it right away. And it does add a pretty good element of kind of cat and mouse on top of everything else. Ultimately, you want to get the flags to secure a victory. However, running around and getting the heavy ammo and getting a rocket launcher, the large machine gun, definitely tips the tide in your favor, especially if you're in a kind of defensive position. So pretty fun. You respawn pretty quickly, which is kind of nice. There's not a huge penalty for dying, at least in this game mode. I don't know much about the other game modes. Overall, I had my highs and lows in this particular map. Again, more of a flag hunter than anything else. There's the heavy ammo over there to the left, even if it flashed. There it is. So, just like in the regular game, your charge meter fills up and you can hit supercharges, which is nice. So if you're really bad, you're pretty much guaranteed at least one kill at some point, so you could dump your supercharge when the time is right. In this particular map, I use it almost, whenever I can to just guarantee a good kill. I think I'm about to, yeah, I use it right there. Pretty wide splash damage for the Warlock, although all of them have it. The great visual effects that you're used to in the single-player game make their way over. I didn't know any frame rate change. I know in Killzone, they changed the frames per second in single-player to multiplayer. I didn't notice any change if there was one. I didn't notice any skipping or lagging. If you do notice any of that in the footage, the caveat I mentioned is in my previous video, I am using the Share Factory app. So PlayStation it does sometimes lose the syncing between the audio and the visual, but actual gameplay footage, I had zero lag. I don't know what my ping was, but I never had any latency issues. I never felt like my shots weren't registering or getting hit or anything like that.
Zone C secure.
So that was pretty good. That's good to see on an alpha. Obviously, until the game's released, we don't know for sure, but I suspect that they do a pretty good job of servers and that sort of thing. I don't know if it's a dedicated server or if it's peer-to-peer. If it is peer-to-peer, I got very lucky. You seem to have pretty bad luck with that. But everything seems to run pretty smoothly. You'll notice occasionally I'm getting these kind of little trophy things at the top. They're just kind of little banners, give you extra experience for kill streaks that you do or capping a lot of flags. I think one of the things I really appreciated about this multiplayer in this was the player versus in this player versus player mode was the sense of progression. I cut my teeth on World of Warcraft for my MMO, and I know that Destiny is a hybrid MMO / shooter / RPG. But you're not forced to level exclusively through the story. If you notice, I'm getting experience. It's on the right-hand side, that green circle. when I'm killing people and capturing checkpoints.
Zone
So there is
A
a way to
lost.
level in multiplayer. Now, whether or not you can solely go from level 1 to the end game, which I don't know what that level is. I don't know. But it's nice to feel a sense of progression. This doesn't feel like a chore. I feel like I'm earning things here while I'm playing. I feel like I'm progressing my character. If you do very well in multiplayer,
Enemy
you
captured
will
Zone
unlock
A.
special guns and drops and everything, which I did actually find a pretty nice shotgun that I didn't use in this particular video, but I did find a pretty cool shotgun for doing exceptionally well in one of the multiplayers, so there's some incentivization to that as well,
Zone
which is
C
kind of nice.
neutralized.
Getting the experience and stuff from other places is cool.
Zone
There is a
C
currency,
secure.
which right now is just the Crucible
B
currency, which is
lost.
the name of the multiplayer. Don't know if it's going to change or not. This is different than the regular currency you get in the game to buy weapons, and this is for Crucible-only gear. I don't know if the stats are heavily weighted toward PvP, and by that I mean I don't know if they give you more health, because that's traditionally what you get, like a health or like a resistance to take more damage. I don't know how that stacks to completing earning a gun with PvP currency as opposed to the single player instance currency where you get those tokens. They may be the same, I don't know, but again, it lends itself to a great sense of progression, and I feel like I felt like in this game I was always advancing, especially in PvP.
Heavy ammo
Again, I
available.
felt the balance of the guns were good. I never felt severely overpowered or underpowered. We all are pretty much level capped. Most of us are 7 or 8. 8 is the cap, and maybe a few 7s scattered about. But I never felt like somebody was just way more powerful than I was. I should have made the shots that you see, and had I connected on those shots, I felt like I was moderately successful had I played a little better. But
30
never did I
seconds
feel
remaining.
just like
Zone C
I was
lost.
being, picked on or whatever by super high level guys that were just
You
like
neutralized
flicking me or
Zone A.
flicking me away
Enemy
or swatting
captured
me away
Zone
like a
C.
fly. I never
Zone
felt like
A
that.
is captured.
And
It's yours.
definitely felt a sense of teamwork. I mean, I did try. I have a tendency to huddle with my teammates. Definitely,
Only 10
this is a
seconds
team
left.
game first and foremost, and I guess lone wolves could be appreciated as well, but in my particular style, I like to work together. So there you see it. We
A
did
single
win. Did
victory
pretty
doesn't
good.
win a war,
I get some
but it's a good
reputation
start.
points.
Good
Maybe get a
work.
little overview of some of the high-level, recap of the game and everything. But overall, I think player versus player looks great. I'm curious to see what the other new modes in Crucible are, and we'll find out soon on September 9th, unless you got the beta access, I think beginning July 17th. This is Viper Magic. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys out there.